All right, everyone get ready, because today we are going deep into the Harry Potter world, specifically the fandom.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at one of the most uh, popular fan theories out there.
Okay.
Is Severus Snape secretly a vampire?
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so we've got this document here, and it's got all these arguments for and against this theory.
All right.
And I got to admit, some of these are pretty compelling, so...
I mean, that's a really interesting character to think about with that kind of
Oh, yeah.
lens.
Yeah, and it really makes you think about Snape's character, and I think that's why this theory is so popular.
Yeah, he's so mysterious, and he's in this morally gray area the whole series. So,
Right.
I mean, people want to figure him out.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, he kind of looks the part, right?
Yeah.
Like the pale skin and the black robes, the way he just kind of glides around Hogwarts.
It's very Dracula, yeah.
Very, very Dracula-esque. And it's interesting because the vampire, like as a creature, is both cruel but can be compassionate.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this perfect metaphor for Snape's internal struggle.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So the theory argues that Snape's appearance and his demeanor are kind of like evidence for him being a vampire.
Okay.
But, I mean, couldn't all of that just be because of his stressful job?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got to think he's dealing with these crazy kids all the time, and then he's also,
Right, plotting against Voldemort.
Exactly. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'd be pale and gaunt, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
But then the theory goes on to talk about his, skills as a potion master.
Oh, right.
So I feel like all those blood-related potions.
Yes. Like maybe he's got this connection to blood magic,
Uh-huh.
which is a pretty big part of vampire lore, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because they connect that expertise with blood magic.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if Rowling was trying to show us that potions are a little bit
Right.
darker than we realize.
Yeah, they're definitely complex, but I mean, there's always that possibility that they could be used for evil as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Voldemort uses them for all sorts of horrible things.
Oh, for sure.
So I think that kind of adds another layer to Snape's mastery of that subject.
For sure.
Like, what's he really capable of?
Right.
Okay, this is getting good. Let's keep going with this theory.
All right.
Okay, so another thing the theory brings up is Snape's, well, he seems to never sleep.
Right.
Like he's always wandering the halls at night, catching Harry and his friends out of bed.
Yeah, always lurking around.
Always like, what is he doing?
Well, I mean, he is head of Slytherin.
True.
He has to keep those kids in line, Maybe that's why he's always patrolling.
Yeah, could be just making sure everyone's safe. But then there's also...
Oh, and we can't forget, he's a member of the Order of the Phoenix.
Right.
I mean, think about it. All that secret work, spying meetings in the dead of night.
So that could explain the late nights. But then the theory goes on to talk about Snape's feelings for Lily Potter.
Oh.
And this is where it gets kind of dark.
Yeah, a little bit.
The theory suggests that, his love for Lily could be like a vampiric thing.
Like he wants her blood.
Yeah, like a twisted, obsessive desire.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's where I started to question things, too.
Right.
Because remember, Snape was completely heartbroken when Lily died.
Yeah.
He even risked his life to protect her son, Harry.
Exactly. That doesn't really sound like someone with a
bloodlust.
Yeah, not really.
Right.
Well, his feelings for Lily were definitely complicated.
Right.
Maybe a bit obsessive, but it was still love, and he felt so much guilt.
Right. About her death.
He blamed himself
Yeah.
for leading Voldemort to her.
And that guilt kind of drove everything he did after that.
It really did. He spent the rest of his life trying to make things right.
Yeah, like switching sides in a war.
Yeah, risking everything to protect Harry.
I mean, that's not typical vampire behavior.
Not at all. Actually, it's the opposite.
Oh.
He's selfless, sacrificing himself.
Yeah, not exactly the vampire stereotype.
Yep.
So it seems like the theory kind of stretches things when it comes to Snape and Lily.
Yeah, I think it might be reaching a little there.
So what's the document's final verdict on this whole vampire theory?
Well, it admits that it's a fun idea.
Okay.
But it doesn't really have any solid proof.
Yeah, we've kind of been talking about that.
Right, all those little clues, they can be explained in other ways.
Right, in more human ways.
Exactly.
So why is this theory so popular then? I mean, there are tons of Harry Potter fan theories out there.
Well, I think it has to do with, how much we love vampires. They're dangerous, they're immortal, they're forbidden.
Right, it's all very alluring.
It is.
So by connecting Snape with vampires, fans can explore that darker side of him.
Uh-huh.
without messing with the actual story.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're saying it's okay for him to be a little bad.
And that makes him even more interesting, right?
Exactly. It adds to the mystery.
But we do have to remember, J.K. Rowling has said that Snape is not a vampire.
Right. She settled that.
So I guess that's it. Case closed. End of story.
Well, not so fast. The document also talks about how fan theories can still be valuable, even if they're not true.
Really? Even if we know Snape's not a vampire?
Yeah, because they make us think.
Okay.
You know, we look for clues, we come up with our own ideas,
Right.
even if they're different from what the author intended.
So it's more about having fun with the story.
Exactly. It's about exploring all the possibilities.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's about asking, what if?
So it's like we get to keep playing in the Harry Potter world even after we finish the books.
Exactly.
That's really cool. I like that. So even though we know he's not actually a vampire,
Right.
this theory gives us this whole new way to think about Snape.
It really does. It adds this whole other layer to him.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what if Snape really was a vampire? Like, how would that have changed things?
Ooh, that is a really interesting question.
Right.
Think about his feelings for Lily.
Yeah.
Would it have been even more, tragic?
Or even dangerous.
Right. Like, what if his love was tied to this supernatural first?
Whoa.
And then there's his role as a double agent?
Oh, right.
Would being a vampire have made him a better spy? Or would it have messed with his loyalties?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Imagine him using those vampire senses,
Yeah.
to spy on Voldemort.
He would be like the ultimate weapon for the Order of the Phoenix.
Exactly.
But then, what if Voldemort could control him?
Ooh.
Through his vampire side,
Yeah, like prey on those urges.
Right, because Voldemort's all about dark magic.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like Snape would be walking this dangerous line.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thought experiment.
It is, and I think it shows how much depth there is to the Harry Potter world.
Yeah, even a theory that's not true can make us think in new ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So even though we won't see Snape with fangs and a cape anytime soon,
Right.
I think this deep dive proves that we can always use our imagination.
Yeah, when it comes to these stories that we love,
Exactly. There's always something more to discover.
it makes you wonder, what if there is a Snape out there, somewhere, brewing potions by the moonlight, torn between his love for Lily and his vampire nature?
I'm definitely going to be thinking about that for a while.
Me too.
Well, that was an amazing deep dive.
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and keep those imaginations going.
Until next time.